What if a dark, silent predator, a black hole, drifted into our solar system? Would the planets be swallowed whole? Would Earth survive? Or would time itself begin to break? In this episode, we explore the terrifying reality of what could happen if a black hole entered our cosmic neighborhood, and why scientists are paying attention. Before we dive into doomsday scenarios, we need to understand what a black hole really is. Black holes are regions in space where gravity is so strong that nothing, not even light, can escape their pull. They form when massive stars collapse under their own weight at the end of their life cycle. There are different types of black holes. Stellar mass black holes, which are several times the mass of our Sun. Intermediate black holes, hundreds to thousands of solar masses. And supermassive black holes, millions or even billions of solar masses, like the one at the center of our Milky Way galaxy. Black holes don't go around sucking everything in. They obey the same laws of gravity as any other object of similar mass. If the Sun were replaced by a black hole of equal mass, Earth would continue to orbit it normally, though we'd lose sunlight and life would cease. But what happens when a black hole actually moves into a system? That's where things get catastrophic. Its gravitational influence can distort orbits, rip apart planets, and eventually consume anything that comes too close. And the closer it gets, the weirder things become. Time slows near a black hole's event horizon. Spaghettification, a real term, is what happens when gravity stretches matter into thin strands before it vanishes. Stellar mass black hole, invisible to the naked eye, enters our solar system. It could come from deep space, drifting through the galaxy, undetected until it's already dangerously close. First, it would disturb the Oort cloud, a vast region filled with icy bodies on the solar system's edge. This disruption could send thousands of comets hurtling toward the inner planets, including Earth. As the black hole comes closer, its gravitational pull would begin to shift planetary orbits. Gas giants like Jupiter might be pushed inward or outward, creating instability. Saturn's iconic rings could be torn apart. Earth's orbit could be thrown off course, altering our climate dramatically. If we moved closer to the Sun, temperatures would rise uncontrollably. If we drifted farther out, a deep freeze could blanket the planet. And then comes the worst-case scenario. If the black hole enters the inner solar system, Mercury, Venus, and even Earth could be pulled into it, slowly and inescapably. We might not notice the pull at first, but eventually tides would grow extreme, earthquakes would ravage the land, and the sky would darken. Once Earth crossed the event horizon, all signals from our planet would vanish. To an outside observer, time would seem to stop for us. But inside, everything would be stretched and crushed into nothing. It's not just destruction, it's total erasure. A black hole that doesn't just kill a planet, it deletes it from observable existence. So, is this just science fiction, or an actual cosmic threat? Surprisingly, the universe is full of rogue black holes, millions of them, drifting through galaxies like ours. These black holes often result from stellar explosions, supernovae, that send the collapsed core flying through space at incredible speeds. Some travel at hundreds of kilometers per second. But space is vast. The distance between stars is so great that even with millions of black holes wandering the galaxy, the odds of one hitting our solar system are incredibly low. NASA and other observatories track gravitational anomalies and X-ray emissions that could hint at nearby black holes. But smaller black holes, like the rogue stellar mass ones, are virtually invisible unless they interact with something, like gas or stars. In 2022, astronomers detected a possible rogue black hole in our galaxy using the Hubble Space Telescope, the first of its kind. It passed by without incident, but it shows how close these objects can come without being noticed. Statistically, the chance of a black hole entering our solar system in the next billion years is extremely low. Some estimates place the odds at less than 1 in a trillion. But that's not zero. And if we ever saw the stars begin to shift unnaturally, if gravitational forces grew strange, it might already be too late to escape its pull. Thankfully, space is mostly empty, and our Sun's gravitational dominance helps protect the inner planets from most intruders. But in the game of cosmic roulette, the house always wins eventually. If we detected a black hole heading toward our solar system, how would humanity respond? Could we escape it? Or at least survive long enough to record our final days? First, we'd rely on space observatories like the James Webb and Hubble telescopes to confirm its mass, trajectory, and speed. The goal? Predict the timeline before gravitational chaos begins. Governments would likely issue global alerts. Evacuation plans to underground shelters, space stations, or even Mars might be discussed, but none would truly escape the gravitational wrath. Could we build spacecraft to leave the solar system? Theoretically, yes, but practically, no. Our fastest probes would take tens of thousands of years to reach the nearest star. Humanity simply doesn't have the tech to escape a solar system-wide extinction, at least not yet. One possible solution? Digital preservation. Scientists might try to encode human knowledge, culture, and DNA into satellites or moon bases in the hope that one day someone or something finds it. In the final months or years, Earth would begin to feel the effects. Seas would rise and fall unpredictably. Seasons would collapse, and powerful quakes would remind us of what's coming. Religious groups might see it as the end of days, scientists might race to publish final findings, and billions of people would face an existential truth. This is how fragile our place in the universe truly is. Still, even in the face of certain doom, humanity might show its best side. Artists would create final masterpieces. Writers would pen goodbye letters to the stars, and parents would tell children the story of Earth, right to the end. Because the human spirit, even in the dark, refuses to be forgotten. A black hole entering our solar system would mean the end of everything we know. But this scenario teaches us something just as powerful as survival: perspective. We are small, incredibly small, in a universe filled with unstoppable forces. Yet, we are also rare. So far, Earth is the only known home to life in the vast, silent dark. Black holes remind us that not everything is within our control. We often think of science as a way to conquer nature, but sometimes it's a way to understand our limits and appreciate what we have. This thought experiment also fuels our drive to explore. The more we understand about space, the better we can predict, or maybe even prevent, future threats. It's why space agencies study black holes, gravitational waves, and dark matter. And beyond fear, there is awe. Black holes may be terrifying, but they are also elegant, mysterious, and beautiful, bending light, warping time, and reshaping the universe. So what if a black hole entered our solar system? We'd be powerless, but we'd also be united in knowledge, wonder, and maybe even peace. Because when facing the cosmic void, the only thing stronger than gravity is the human will to understand,